tonight, the expansion franchise debuts its $35 million state-of-the-art Bank of California Stadium. We are so happy we're with you live tonight from this beautiful environment. Rob Stone, Kobe Jones, Hollywood royalty, Will Ferrell joining us.
I'm having a great hair day. I just looked at the monitor here. I don't know what's happening.
It's been a few weeks since the last
really
trim.
Is a metaphor for how excited I am.
One of the interesting things for you, Will, is you're one of many co-owners involved in this club. What hooked you enough to become a co-owner?
You know, I obviously had heard about the team was about to be formed and this ownership group was being put together, and you know, I was dumb enough to call them up and go, "Can I be a part?" And
you called them?
Yeah, I reached out and was like, "Do you need more owners? I think you only have 25. Do you need 30?" Yeah, and they were, met with Peter Gruber and got so excited with seeing how in-depth the planning was. You know, we're talking 3-4 years out, and it just was a unique opportunity to be a part of something and to help promote a sport that I've played since I was a little kid and I love dearly.
Down in the OC?
Yeah.
Well, they weren't going to deny you, but what is this moment for you right now with the opening of the stadium and this fan base, this crowd?
Yeah, it's so incredible. I mean, to have the 3252 behind us here.
I saw the T-shirt, by the way.
And that's a fan group that formed before we signed a player, and so they were already having monthly meetings and. But to come here in this world-class, beautiful stadium and just to see the looks on everyone's faces here, it's just incredible.
It's a special night for all of us.
Yeah.
We're going to have you go back to your groundlings days.
Okay.
My friend. We literally just handed Will the starting lineup for LAFC about 65 seconds ago. You're going to give us our AT&T starting lineup.
AT&T starting lineup here for the LAFC versus Seattle Sounders. Starting in goalkeeper, Tyler Miller. Tyler's a rangy 6'4" and only eats chicken before game days. In the back, we have a strong back line of Jordan Harvey, Laurent Simon. He's Belgian.
I've heard that.
Walker Zimmerman from Georgia, and of course Steven Beitashour. That's Beitashour. Remember that name.
To the midfield.
To the midfield. We have Mark Anthony Kay, our lone Canadian on the team. You got to have one Canadian.
Hey.
Benny Haber.
Yes.
You played with Benny.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And against.
And
he's a UCLA
Benny,
guy.
He's a UCLA guy.
Sorry.
We
By
won't
the way,
talk about that.
show him your shoes. Show the USC kicks.
I've got some.
Can you get some
look at
hamstring
that.
pull? Oh,
Can you see that? USC. Okay.
Matt Leinert's proud of you.
We also have up front. We have Diego Rossi, fantastic striker out of Uruguay.
You're killing it.
And
the big guy will end with number 10.
Carlos Vela in the middle. I think number 2 in the league with shots on goal and in scoring. Boom, there it is.
You just dropped the lineup.
I left off 2 guys, though.
It's all right.
Okay.
LAFC's so good.
I was going to drop the mic, but
only need 9 stars. Will Ferrell, thank you so much.
We're only playing with 9 today.
I was so close to having a moment with you of, hey, you remember that time you said I shouldn't have drank milk? That was awesome, but I didn't go Chris Farley. Will Ferrell, Thank you very much. You and I walked this stadium today, and everywhere we turned, I felt like you and I were nodding approval, like, oh, the elevator bank is beautiful. They've done everything right here.
Yeah, no cutting corners, and you can tell that they put every ounce, they paid attention to every little detail to make sure that the fans were considered.
And Kobe, the big detail maybe for LAFC as we get caught up in the beauty of this new stadium, the details in assembling this roster.
It truly is, and the talent that they have brought together.
Now to honor America and the men and women serving at home and overseas. Please turn your attention to the north end of the stadium as the 3252 LAFC's Independent Supporters Union lead us in the singing of our national anthem.
shoulder to shoulder. The 3-2-5-2 section, exactly 3,252 seats there in that supporter section. Add those numbers up, John Strong, you get 12. The 12th man for LAFC. It's finally here, John. Alexi, we've been waiting a long time for this.
Another great milepost on this journey of soccer in America. Underway. From Bank of California Stadium, it's LAFC in black and gold. It's Seattle in rave green. 4 wins out of 6 games for LAFC away from home, matching the 09 Sounders for the best start to an expansion season. In fact, it's the best ever season-opening road swing for a team awaiting their stadium to be built, as Laurent Simon was there just in front of Will Bruin. The only exceptions had the high-profile loss to the Galaxy, a bad loss to Atlanta the following week, and they've figured things out since then. Omar Gabarou is making his first start after an early season injury, handing off for Marco Arena. Seattle, meanwhile, winless and goalless their first 3 games. Injuries played their part, red cards, and they were half focused on the CONCACAF Champions League, but a draw then a win in their last 2, 5 goals scored. Their problem today, once again, what Brian Schmetzer described as the black cloud of injuries. Chad Marshall was already out, a neck injury suffered against Minnesota last week. Roman Torres couldn't get through the warm-up. He tweaked his right hamstring in practice yesterday. So Gustav Svensson slides to the back. Kim Ki-hee, South Korean signing, who they didn't want to start because they're afraid of him re-injuring a calf, is out there, and Marco Arena, that looked to be a great moment there, losing his footing. Good pressure from Beitashour. The Seattle team that is the 2-time defending Western Conference champions and won't be overly intimidated by the scene. Turn in for Carlos Vela, knocked away. Dempsey in the lineup today, came off the bench last week, returning from a 2-game suspension. There's Gabarou again, the Egyptian international. One of a number of players on this field who are getting ready for the World Cup in Russia, which will be live here on FS1 and Fox. MLS in the books. Vancouver bouncing back from their bad loss to Kansas City, trying to keep pressure at the top of the Western Conference with a win on Friday night. Atlanta was a goal down with 20 minutes to go, and they roared to victory, pushing themselves temporarily top of the standings. Toronto, a hangover from the CCL Finals loss, blew a 2-goal lead against Chicago. As Alex Roldan for Nico Ladero for Seattle. Walker Zimmerman there to knock it away. Columbus coming back from a goal down to beat San Jose at home yesterday. New England quietly moving their way up the Eastern Conference. Sporting Kansas City was top of the league with a win and a 1-0 shutout. Minnesota comes from behind after 4 straight losses to beat Houston. Galaxy, a 3rd straight home loss. Came back from 2 goals down. The Red Bulls got them late, just across town. Cross almost found Leardon. Now Dempsey on the doorstep. It bounces over. It is going to be a corner. It took a touch off of Harvey. Good early chance coming for Seattle.
Well, if you're LAFC, wake up. The game has started. It's all fine and well to talk about this new stadium, but you're going to have to defend. And already some warning signs from Seattle after a good spell of possession from LAFC to start this game off.
Tyler Miller back up the last 2 years in Seattle, the starter now for LAFC. Got 7 saves and a shutout as they won 1-0 against a very short-headed Sounders team in the opening day. Ladero lifting this in. Miller dropped it, but is able to recover. And he's looking to go quick. By Nuhu, the 20-year-old Cameroon left back, to break that up. Earlier today, Orlando on fire. 5 straight wins. They beat Colorado coming back from a goal down. Here's Marco Arena, and New York City are top of the league after their loss in Portland last week, beating Dallas earlier today. Vela from Mark Anthony Kaye. Vela on the doorstep all the way through. Took a touch off of someone in there. Sure will keep it in play. Hey, work on Alex Roldan. He'll fire it in. Comfortable first touch for Stefan Fry.
Take a look back at Vela getting some space. And look at this nice little ball through from Kay. I tell you what, he has impressed me in the beginning part of this season for his control in midfield, his understanding of where he wants to play. And obviously, Carlos Vela, we talked about him, how important he is for this team. He is a star, and he's lived up to it so far.
5 goals in 6 games, and another one of these players, Marco Arena for Costa Rica, Vela from Mexico. Getting ready for the World Cup. Taylor Rossi there just ridden out by Christian Roldan. Rossi who scored that first goal for LAFC up in Seattle after 10 minutes and 24 seconds. Fastest first goal ever by an expansion team in MLS, about 30 seconds faster than Freddie Montero's first goal for Seattle back in 2009. He was trying to steer that for Dempsey.
Well, for this LAFC team and for Bob Bradley, everything is trial and error. And even what we're watching here for the individual players and for the team, from the angles, the way that the sun sets, all of these different things. Yes, they've trained here a couple times, but this is the game.
Widerscher down the line. Gobber cut off by Gustav Svensson. He's expected to be at the World Cup for Sweden. We talked to them about that last night. And it's certainly, when the shadow comes all the way across, the temperature definitely dropped. It's an incredibly comfortable temperature. Great day here in Southern California. Good work by Ladero there.
But then you add to that Bob Bradley still assessing only 6 games into the history of this team. So how he wants to play, who he wants to play. They've gone to a back 4 here today after trying out a back 3 at times.
Miller forced to play that outside top of the box there as Bruin was charging him down. They tell us yesterday our spirits are high. I said consistency in the rough patch was key. Not overdoing it, not overselling, but having some honest conversations after the back-to-back losses to the Galaxy in Atlanta. He said we can't go up and down like a yo-yo, week over week. Melvin Leerdam didn't play in that opener against LAFC with a sprained ankle. Long throw, Miller caught in the traffic, loose, saved off the line by Beitashour. Alex Roldan was that close to an opening professional goal in his hometown as a visitor in this stadium. The last thing Seattle needs is more injuries. Will Bruin gingerly getting back to his feet. Ladero, Ken Miller, and a lot of traffic, getting a bump there. And Alex Roldan able to grab it.
Well, we've seen Tyler Miller already drop a ball, and this one he comes out, he's got to get through a lot of people, and he just gets muscled out. And it's fortunate to have Beitashour come in and back him up there.
Arena, time for the league lead in assists, but has yet to score a goal for LAFC. They would love to get him off the board today. Here's Omar Gobber. Okay, 1v3, got rid of it. Feilhaber trying to return it. Zano Alonso was there. Christian Roldan able to slow things up and then speed it back up. Ladero into the space now. Alex Roldan, Dempsey running around him. Leerdam is open on the near side. Instead, it's Dempsey. Cut off by Zimmerman. Roldan, strong challenge to win it back. Ladero. Dempsey able to get in front of Zimmerman.
Possession and patience from Seattle. See what they do with it.
Bruin got himself back onside, trying to play with Dempsey. Knocked away by Jordan Harvey as he barks at the assistant referee. Gets a wag of the finger back. Alonso there, right up on the side of the head of Carlos Vela. Let's see what Kevin Stott does about this. Alonso won't even give him the time of day.
Well, that's ridiculous. That is a yellow card.
It's Kim Ki-hee, a late addition to the lineup. His first start in Seattle, just returning from a strained calf. He played since the Dallas game over a month ago. It's going to be a handball against Jordan Harvey. Kim Ki-hee was playing in China the last 2 years with Obafemi Martins, former Sounders forward, who was selling him on the club when Kim Ki-hee knew he wanted to make a move somewhere. Leerdam mishit that, but it came off of Kay and out for a throw. As I said, Roman Torres picking up a little bit of a strained hamstring in training yesterday. They wanted to start him because Schmetzer saying, I'm afraid if we put Kim in the lineup, he might re-injure that. I need him for the World Cup when Torres and Svensson all go away. Leerdam, third early Seattle corner. MLS on FS1, sponsored by Audi. The Audi Player Index tracks every move, every match. To learn more, visit MLSsoccer.com/Audi. Had a hard time with some of these balls in, even as LAFC have yet to concede a goal from a set piece this season. Ladero, again an in-swinger. Again, a lot of traffic in there, and this time whistled for a foul. Katie, what are you hearing from the Seattle bench right now?
The early focus, John, is on improving the restarts and building from the back. Brian Schmetzer calling out to his back four a number of times to push up higher on the line and also restart quicker. Now, a lot of positional reminders coming from Seattle assistant coach Gonzalo Pinedo to that late addition, Kim Ki-hee.
Schmetzer telling us last night, I think his difference in this turnaround last 2 weeks is a group that was tired of losing. The focus, the intensity, the determination picked up in the last couple of weeks, making themselves, as he said, hard to beat. That's the standard we have to play to. Dempsey trying his luck from distance. That ball was knuckling. And a first save from Tyler Miller tonight.
Hit him down! Hit him down!
For Gobber, he's got Badershire on the overlap, gives him the space. Rainey able to keep away from Alonso, but overhits the pass. Antonio Alonso today playing his 315th game for the Seattle Sounders in all competitions since their first game in MLS, March of 2009. It's more than any other player in the MLS era. Only Zach Scott was about 46, now 45 games ahead of him. Has a higher total, getting back to the Sounders' origination in 1974. Second straight start since a quad injury. They kept him out pretty much since September of last year. Good touch by Kim Ki-hee. Dempsey trying to get back to it. Now Alonso, Ladero. Leerdam's got a lot of space in front of us, actually. Christian Roldan on the right. And Simon bottles it up and then gives it away. Bruin for Ladero. Dempsey. Alex Roldan on the far side. Come on, long time to get that under control. Here's Roldan now. Getting across it. Bruin attacking just too tall.
Well, some sloppy play from both sides here, and Simon stepping up and losing this ball results in this option here. But the better chances, and let's be honest, the real chances have come for Seattle.
Scored his last two games, Will Bruin. Draw in Kansas City, 3-1 home win against Minnesota.
So Seattle making Tyler Miller play it wide. And then hoping to force that turnover. There it is.
Dempsey for Alonso. In every key game in Seattle history, 4 U.S. Open Cup finals, career high for minutes when they won the Supporters' Shield in 2014, played through a sprained knee, took a cortisone shot in the hours before MLS Cup 2016. Did not play, though, MLS Cup this last year. Quad injury was just too much for him. Bruin, Alex Roldan, heavy touch. Vela. Yellow card coming. Osvaldo Alonso, persistent infringement, says Kevin Stott, more so than that particular foul.
Well, we talked earlier about the potential for a yellow on the forearm to the back of Vela's head. Now this one, certainly, with him not giving that yellow, he had to.
Confirmed there, we had both Christian Roldan and Alonso were right on top of him. Who precisely Kevin Stott gave that to. Urania, good control on the touch from Kay. Now Vela has Rossi to his left. Deflected shot, LAFC corner. In front of their 3,252 supporters, all standing up in the north end.
Zimmerman, Simon up.
Seattle, like LAFC, have not conceded from a set piece this season. Rossi will hand this off to Steven Beitashour. Feilhaber, rather. Swinger from Feilhaber, Fry. Good punch in traffic. There's Beitashour. Can't find Feilhaber. Stephen Fry led the league in shutouts, one of the highest totals in league history a year ago. Career leader for the Sounders in shutouts and wins. As a goalkeeper, yet to keep a clean sheet this year, and sure hands on that cross from Carlos Vela. Told us last night, as we confirm it was Alonso who was booked. Stephen Fry saying, bigger picture for us, are we improving our play regardless of results right now? Said even battling through an ugly 1-0 win, we'll take the points, but it's more about building back to the way we know we can play. And he said, sort of like you said, Alexi, pressure's all on LAFC. It's up to them to deliver. We're happy to be here and spoil the party. It's a big week. Tuesday, the UEFA Champions League is on FS1. Second leg of the semifinals. Cristiano Ronaldo and Real Madrid holding a 2-1 lead, coming home against Robert Lewandowski and Bayern Munich. While the action starts at 2 Eastern here on FS1. You can stream it live on Fox Sports Go. Wednesday, we'll have Roma. Can they pull off a second straight miracle? To Liverpool, down 5-2 after that first leg. Long ball for Omar Gabber, and Nuhu reaching out a leg to break it up. Feilhaber between options. Last it up. Alonso for Bruin. Simon breaks it up in front of Dempsey. Kay looking for Vela's run. Right to Fry. Alonso there, already on a yellow card. That was a tough ball from Stephen Fry.
It's a tough ball, but still Alonso has time to pull out of this. And living dangerously, my man. That is, I mean, he is lucky to be on the field.
It's the argument Benny Feilhaber is making. He remembers a playoff game with Seattle 2 years ago where Alonso could easily have been sent off. Feilhaber was incensed at Ismail Elfat, the referee that night. He was a man possessed all through that game that Seattle won in the dying minutes on their run to MLS Cup. So Alonso is used as get out of jail free card. And now Feilhaber to take the ensuing free kick. It was close to it. Kim Ki-hee has gone down and has not played since the 18th of March. Had a right calf strain. Was a sub against Dallas, is only dressed in an MLS game. Trying to work him back in. Again, they did not want to start him today, but Chad Marshall out with a sprained neck last Sunday against Minnesota. Then Roman Torres had to be scratched in the warm-up today with a strained hamstring suffered in practice. You see him there, number 20.
Well, I've seen a lot of things. That's new.
They have as options Tony Alfaro, who was sent off late in the opener with LAFC. Starting at center back as they rested Chad Marshall. There's Alfaro there. Jordi Dilemma was starting at center back for Martinique in the Gold Cup last summer as an option. He scored last week against Minnesota. Nuhu couldn't get away with that, but that's exactly what Stefan Fry told us last night. He's been telling Nuhu not to do. He said, if you're in the attacking half, all the step overs, all the fancy footwork you want, go ahead. But keep it simple and be safe in your own half. Bruin able to touch it off. Here's Dempsey now. Badischer trying to recover. Zimmerman and Simon all in on the clearance. Simon barking at Zimmerman after that. Nuhu, lovely touch. Alex rolled on. Now the return. Blocked by Badischer.
Well, you mentioned Zimmerman and Simon barking, communicating, because Zimmerman bit big time on that play and was very lucky because when he did, he left Clint Dempsey wide open. So still just adjustment. Haven't played together a lot as a team. And in the back, we know how important communication is.
Zimmerman was scratched in the warm-up himself in the opener in Seattle with a hamstring injury. His fourth consecutive start now. And he made his breakout against Seattle in the 2015 playoffs, that wild game in Dallas. Scored very late to force extra time and hit the winning penalty in the shootout for FC Dallas, and then paid $500,000 in allocation money. LAFC didn't bring him here as Nuhu knocks it away.
We can see now that Rossi's gone over to that right-hand side. Gabber over to that left-hand side. A lot of curiosity and anticipation to see Omar Gabber and what he's going to be. Egyptian international. Haven't seen much of him yet. Maybe this side will be better for him.
A groin injury to begin the season, recovered to go away with Egypt in the international break, sprained his knee there. He's going to sub the last two games. Good step by Zimmerman there. And Bradley said, don't worry about playing 90, Omar. Just give everything you have for as long as you can go, and we'll bring Latif Blessing off the bench for you whenever you need. Badischer flying through to knock it away. Feilhaber. Rossi wanted it back. Instead, it's Carlos Vela. Harvey making the run. Omar Gabber has it now, and it's cleared away. Christian rolled on, got a chunk taken out of him by Jordan Harvey, and he's down.
Well, Jordan Harvey saw this overlap, or underlap, and he was coming like a freight train. And just at the last minute, he just gets him. Rolled on. Good tracking there by Roldan. Everyone pleading their case.
I mentioned Omar Gabr hoping to be a part of the World Cup for Egypt with Mohamed Salah of Liverpool, who we'll see on Wednesday here on FS1. Part of that fascinating group with the host Russia, Saudi Arabia, and I've heard from Gabr and some of the other Egyptian internationals, that's the big derby game for them as much as the opener with Uruguay, who might well feature Nicolas Ladero.
Well, they might be focusing on individual games, but I would also be pretty happy if I'm Egypt. That is a winnable group.
Who there comfortably intercepts from Bedashur, who was a part of the Iran squad at the last World Cup. Dempsey couldn't quite get it out from under his feet. Simon going to be there with Belgium. And Rossi is fouled. Alex Roldan, the younger brother by about 14 months of Christian Roldan. Natives of Pico Rivera, California, just about 15 miles to the east of us. 7th set of brothers to start together in MLS history, and when they combined on a goal that Christian scored in Kansas City, it was the 5th time in league history that had happened. Feilhaber, the return from Harvey. Feilhaber has it now as Kim Ki-hee backed off. They both go down in a heat. That is Anna and Cesar Roldan, their parents. You see the Seattle University jacket on Cesar. That's where Alex went to school. Christian went to the University of Washington. His mom is wearing the scarf. Their older brother, Cesar Jr., part of the athletic training staff with the Colorado Rapids. Christian told us last night, A, they used every bit of the CBA rules to cobble together as many tickets as they could for friends and family, and B, said, listen, we're not the best players, but it's our attitudes, our hard work, our dedication that got us here. We feed off each other, that competitive atmosphere and environment we grew up in. And then he stopped and said, but most importantly, we come from a good family. And that's how we both got here. But he also said, Alex is far more talented than I am. His ideas of the game, his technical quality. As Kim Ki-hee gives away that foul and Vela is down. So a special day for those two here in their home city.
Well, when you have young players that come into the league like Christian Roldan, for me, what was so impressive was how quickly he progressed and evolved and got better and better. Some come in and they are what they are, and that's about it. But every single month, he got better and better and better.
Led the league in duels won and tackles won last season in MLS. Started chipping in goals as well. Made his debut for the U.S. national team, an idea that in 2016, he was getting offers from Guatemala and El Salvador, where his parents are from. They wanted to bring him in, and he said, I'm holding out because I want to play for the U.S., and we sort of went, okay, sure. Well, there he was at the Gold Cup last summer. Got his 3rd cap against Paraguay, and Christian told us yesterday, my biggest goal for 2018, I want to be a regular with the U.S. national team by the end of this year. As Kim Ki-hee, emergency defending there as Lerdan was trying to head it back. Gabr keeps it in play. Carlos Vela, Harvey making a big run off him. Vela, the cross, not going to reach Diego Rossi. Rossi now on Nuhu. He's able to knock it out. 2nd corner for LAFC. Late run from Feilhaber, blocked by Alonso, and Ladero able to sweep it away. Bedashur crossing from deep. Oreña's attacking. It's a good catch by Fry. And played out as Marco Oreña is down. We asked Brian Schmetzer yesterday about leaving Tyler Miller exposed in the expansion draft.
That's how you come out and get a ball. Calculate that whole forest, you make your way through, not a problem.
And he said that Miller might have been our goalkeeper of the future, but Stefan Fry is still very much in his prime. Now as Marco Urania receives treatment. Urania uninterested in the apology.
You mentioned Urania, the fact that he hasn't scored a goal yet, but I'll tell you what, for me, he gets a knee in the back. He's going to complain a little bit, but this man, I think, has been as important as anybody to the success so far of LAFC. Most undervalued player, certainly most underrated. Almost a different player than the player we saw with San Jose from last year, and we talked a bit about him and his relationship with Bob Bradley, and said, look, Bob has told me exactly how he wants me to play and what he wants me to do. And that's what I need, and that's what I want.
They had a penalty saved in Montreal last week, part of their wild. Coming back from 2 goals down to win 5-3. Urania told us yesterday, I wasn't supposed to take that penalty. Vela's our penalty taker, Fail-Hopper's the backup. But Vela gave me the ball because he wanted me to get my first goal of the year as Urania runs back out. So when it was saved, he said, I was expecting Bob Bradley to come in and just scream at me in the locker room. And when Bradley made a beeline for me, ignoring every other player, I was getting really worried. Here's Alex Roldan, the overlap from Osvaldo Alonso, takes the touch on Beitashour, is able to recover only as far as Will Bruin. That was blocked by Kay. And he said, Bradley very calmly said to me, you have one of 2 choices right now. Either you get frustrated by that, you become selfish, or you forget about it and you do what it takes to help us win the game. So which is going to be? And he said that was another moment that solidified. You could just see in his eyes, and he used the word love and family a number of times in our conversation yesterday, how he feels about this club and his coach. In by Nuhu, but straight to Miller. MLS on FS1, sponsored by Heineken. Open your world. Then Lerdam knocked it away, but straight to Harvey. Dempsey wasn't tracking him. Vela able to keep on Alonso's challenge. Help from Christian Roldan, knocked it away. Now Dempsey. Simon, defender of the year a couple of years ago up in Montreal, sliding it out. What do you think 32 minutes in?
I think, as I said, it's sloppy, but it's to be expected. I think there's no real rhythm from certainly the home side in LAFC. They're still getting their bearings.
Didn't see Gauber charging in. Svensson's able to clear it.
All right, organize.
Quiet halves from both Gauber and Rossi, even when they switched. Vela doing a lot of work, good work, getting into those little pockets like this.
Svensson and Christian Roldan once again to take him off the ball. Now Ladero. By Fail-Hopper and then fouled. Out. And left eye there. Nice little shiner for Marco Urania. Taking that forearm to the face from Stefan Fry a moment ago. He's going to chase that for a moment. That you mentioned, all the work he does off the ball. In fact, it was David Bingham when we talked to him a few weeks ago. Now the LA Galaxy's goalkeeper. They played together in San Jose last year. He told us, I think Urania is actually, his fitness and his work rate is the best of anyone in MLS. Although he deferred, saying there were a couple more fit players than him on this team. Get out of the traffic. Rossi now knocked away by Nuhu. Mark Anthony Kay runs into Alonso. Rossi rather crowded off at Alex Roldan. Dempsey, wonderful skill. Simon on Bruin.
Let's take a look back, see what happened to Urania. You can see right there, just a little graze of the elbow. That's why he was irritated, but that's fine.
Yoo-hoo. For Alonso. Kim Ki-hee. Too far for Ladero.
Well, the switch has occurred again. Gobber back out to the right-hand side. Rossi back out to this left. We said it's trial and error.
Led by Failhaber there to win it away. Urania led by Kim Ki-hee. Urania staring at Kim. He gets back to his feet.
Well, Kim has not quite looked the part.
Dempsey takes an excellent bump there from Anthony Kay. Toronto FC product who was winning the USL title with Louisville City a year ago. Clipped in for Bruin. He's onside. The flag is taken down. What a recovery by Simon from the seat of his pants. Held in by Ladero. Now Kelvin Leerdam. Running in at Harvey. Got a piece of the cross. It almost fell for Alex Roldan on the far side. Dempsey will get back to it. Dempsey now hooking the cross back in. Ladero, it came off the top of his head. A little bit of contact there from Rossi as he was lining it up. Laurent Simon coming up big as Will Bruin was deciding how he wanted to celebrate.
Well, my friends, look at this. This is defending. Emergency defending at that, but that is wonderful. That is a highlight moment. I know the goals get all the love, but that, from a defender standpoint, is wonderful.
They traded 2 of their expansion draft picks to get him from Montreal. Leerdam there. Rossi just bouncing off of him. It will be a free kick for LAFC. Just came over and was getting some tape there on his right hand. Bruin able to outduel him for that ball. Dempsey couldn't do anything with it. Failhaber opening it up for Jordan Harvey. 25th career game against Seattle, including the playoffs with Vancouver last year. More than any opponent, Mark Anthony Kay. Scored 4 goals last year in Louisville. Not quite hitting the target there. Right to Failhaber. Gobber picks it up. Christian Roldan able to force him wide. Here's Harvey once more. Swinging in the cross. That was up for it, as was Svensson. Failhaber bouncing through traffic. Goal kick. Coming up on our Audi halftime report, Rob and Kobe take a look back at the first half highlights and more about, I mentioned, the 15th stadium built from the ground up by and for an MLS team. the most expensive, $350 million, and they got their money's worth on this thing. They've all sort of walked around it.
It's gorgeous. It is. I think there are more bars per capita in this stadium than any place I've. I don't know if they're going to win any games or score any goals, but nobody is going away thirsty. They got bars, 4 bars, grotto bars, hidden bars, owners bars. I'm not knocking it. I love it.
Katie, what did Brian Schmetzer think when he got a look at this thing for the first time?
Well, John, I was down here on the sideline, and when he first walked into the stadium, he kind of stopped. He was smiling ear to ear. He caught my eye, and he just went, wow. Then he walked up to John Thornton, who was also over here on the sideline, shook his hand, and just said, well done.
John Thornton, former MLS player, now the general manager of this LAFC team. Here's Leardom working on Harvey. Got the cross in. Bruin was there, but so was Tyler Miller. Zimmerman with the defensive work quickly. LAFC moving it upfield. Vela. Gobber wanted the return. Kim Ki-hee read it the whole way. Good touch by Kay there to open it up for Harvey. Gobber looking to flick, and Kim blocked it. Ladero, Dempsey, Bruin moving off, and Bruin now takes a touch on Zimmerman. Will Bruin against Walker Zimmerman. Bruin able to hold it up. He's got support from Ladero. Ladero now. Alex Roldan is outside of him. Roldan's cross. Only Zimmerman was there, but he's going to get a second crack at it. Nuhu. Osvaldo Alonso. Nuhu making his run forward. It's Dempsey. Christian Roldan. Deflected. Shot almost fell for Dempsey. Fourth Seattle corner.
Bad first touch from Christian Roldan because Dempsey had him in. And it popped up on him, so he couldn't put it into the space inside the 18. But Seattle's been the most dangerous team this half.
Throwing a lot of bodies at Tyler Miller on these services in. See Alex Roldan right on top of him. Ladero, in-swinger, came off the back of Ureña's head. Christian Roldan trying to reset it. Gobber mistimed his jump. Kim Ki-hee only to Beitashour. Gustav Svensson scored from there last week. And Miller looking to go quick. But Nuhu was there to intercept.
Cover.
Diego Rossi gliding past Ladero. For the Uruguayans. Like I said, your Continental Tire keys. Attack for LAFC, make it ugly for Seattle. Who's done better so far?
Well, it has not been ugly from Seattle, so I think Seattle's undoubtedly been the better team, as I said, this half.
Rossi. He got hog-tied there by Kelvin Leardom. Kevin Stott letting it go. Dempsey on the turn. Feilhaber there. He gives it away. Zimmerman had to slide over in front of Bruin. Rossi letting it back on Christian Roldan. Switching for Omar Gobber. Beitashour coming forward on the overlap. Beitashour now foot race with Alex Roldan. Couldn't get it clear cleanly, but it will fall to Fry.
Well, you mentioned Bob Bradley, and I'm trying to figure out what this team is going to be for him. And he talked about yesterday, sometimes while they want to put pressure and they want to be attacking, sometimes they're almost better pulling back and giving some opportunity and some space for them to work into, because times tonight they just seem of two minds. And you're playing in front of this crowd, in front of this brand new stadium, and you want to push it, but it's almost as if for them to really utilize the space and the speed that they have, they want to pull back a little bit and invite Seattle to go and then be able to counter on them. Not necessarily the prettiest, but maybe the most effective ultimately for this team.
Good step by Zimmerman there on Dempsey. Two more minutes on the watch of referee Kevin Stott. Kelvin Leerdam right now just holding his hands out saying, let's just slow it down. Let's kill this off with possession. Seattle team, in the words of Christian Roldan last night, had some history taken from them by LAFC winning that inaugural game away from home, and he said we want to take some history away from them by winning the first game in their stadium. The ball in for Vela. Tripped up by Svensson. Free kick coming from LAFC in the final minute of first half stoppage time. Spent much of this first half frustrated with Kevin Stott.
Would not be the first.
Vela and Feilhaber will now join him over this. Center backs are forward for LAFC. Feilhaber crossing it in. It's too tall for Zimmerman. For Seattle. Going down for a second time tonight in pain. LAFC team averaging just under 3 goals scored per game. That's the highest in the league. A total of 5 goals scored for and against per game. Also the highest in the league. And yet staring down a scoreless first half in their grand stadium opening.
First half has certainly been anticlimactic on the field from this LAFC team. Bradley and Cole go into the locker room and try to figure out what they changed. The same formation, maybe go to a back three.
Last chance here. Dempsey out jumped by Zimmerman, and there's the first half whistle. So nothing doing so far between LAFC and the Seattle Sounders in this wonderful building, in this wonderful scene. Still waiting for our first goal. What do you expect from LAFC in this second half? I mean, if you're a player on the field, are you thinking about, listen, we got to do something here?
Yeah, I think the players are. I think Bob Bradley is too. Now, you don't go overboard. It's not as if they were played off of the field in the first half. But I think Bob Bradley, and in talking to him and in knowing him, I think he'll sense and feel a responsibility to make changes. I mean, look, you are a coach, you are a manager. We judge you on the changes that you are able to make, whether it's substitutions in the game or the lineups or at halftime. Well, we'll see what he comes with and see if there are any changes for Bob Bradley and LAFC.
So no substitutions. There is someone, though, loose and getting ready. Tony Alfaro on the Sounders bench as the second half is underway. Still looking for our first goal here at Bank of California Stadium. LAFC's first home game after this record-breaking stretch of 4 wins out of 6 away from home to begin their season. Already one off the expansion team record for away wins in an entire season. For Seattle right now trying to spoil the party and build back up from an 0-3 start to the year, same as they did 2 years ago when they went on to win MLS Cup. And LAFC have been very good coming out of the break, though, in their short history. 5 goals scored, none conceded. That's the best goal differential of any team in MLS, first 15 minutes in the second half. That includes some teams that have as many as 3 more games played than them. Let's get the thoughts of Bob Bradley himself. He was just speaking with Katie. What do you have to say?
Well, Johnny was pretty matter-of-fact with me, telling me that Seattle had the better during stretches in the first half, and then LAFC had the better of the game during stretches. He was impressed with the last 10 to 15 minutes and their ability to start finding some of those passes between the lines. But his message at halftime to his guys was, we need to come out and be a little bit more aggressive.
Sense in there, the challenge on Carlos Vela, who's down and getting yelled at by Christian Roldan. Even the short-handed Sounders team, when they lost to LAFC in the opener, they really did dominate the game. Shots were 22-5. 12 corner kicks for Seattle, 60% of the possession. They forced 7 saves from Tyler Miller, who has 3 so far tonight. Here's Alex Roldan waiting for the overlap from Nuhu. Madisher blocked the cross. Albert kept it from Alex Roldan. Still Tony Alfaro getting loose again. Kim Ki-hee not meant to start tonight. Roman Torres scratched in the warm-up. Hamstring injury suffered in practice yesterday that he couldn't get through, or Friday I should say. And Chad Marshall was already out. Sprained neck suffered against Minnesota last week. So Kim Ki-hee was just coming off a calf injury there, but for how long? Talked about the black cloud of injuries they've dealt with, came into the season, but a couple big ones as quickly it's Diego Rossi running at Kim Ki-hee, and for Marco Arena, saved by Fry. He was able to play it out off of Rossi. Stefan Fry coming up big.
And the drought continues for Marco Arena. This well-weighted pass right into his path. He takes the shot, and Fry just stands him up.
Into the season without Osvaldo Alonso, dealing with quad injuries as they did all through the fall. Victor Rodriguez, sprained knee, got him back on the bench last week, but then he aggravated it in practice this week. And then Jordan Morris in their first game of the season in CONCACAF Champions League down in El Salvador, season-ending torn ACL. And Schmetzer said those were catastrophic injuries for us emotionally. Those are well-liked, important players in our locker room that were out, and now the black cloud, he said, was starting to reemerge with some of the injuries they picked up this week. Here's Ladero. Early cross, looking for Bruin now. The flag is up. Even as Miller makes the play. Grant Hill is here as well. Some of these owners that have chipped in their money and their star power and their interest. It is a very cool director's box that they all hang out in, a great lounge down at field level as well. Between stadium, practice facility, which just recently opened, the expansion-free transfer fees, over $500 million invested. Urania from Feilhaber, 1v4, Alonso from behind. And Christian Roldan able to do enough. Leerdam gets rid of it. Alongside of Urania. By Simon sliding through. Able to find the angle for Benny Feilhaber, and Fry was at full stretch.
It comes off a wonderful tackle from Simon, who tackles and wins the ball and then dishes it out to Feilhaber. This is a long way out. It ended up being a long way off. But much more urgency, a much better start here for LAFC.
They've been a good second half team. Conceded a lot of goals, but also won a lot of their games with big surges in the second half. That's Beitashour down. Ball there by Feilhaber. Alex Roldan getting it away for Dempsey. Good touch on Feilhaber, but Kay rushing in there in front of Christian Roldan. Fail up. Diego Rossi. Urania had Vela making the run, and Kim Ki-hee backing off there to intercept it, held in by Harvey. Rossi cutting inside, found the space, flipping it across. Omar Gaber laying it off. Feilhaber now. He'll cross in right to the head of Svensson. Feilhaber now. Urania showing forward. Instead it's Kay. Harvey's open on the far side. Set up the gut for Urania. Held in by Kay. Carlos Vela. Omar Gaber on Nuhu. Vela. Feilhaber. Gaber once more. Gaber's cross. Urania laying it backwards. It'll be Kay into the stands. 175th regular season game in Clint Dempsey's MLS career, one off Freddie Montero's Sounders team record. But at the age of 35, the question we asked Brian Schmetzer last night was, what is Clint Dempsey for the Sounders in 2018? And Schmetzer, as he does sometimes with his answer, sort of takes a breath, takes a sigh. You see the wheels turning, and he said, we're still working on that. And he went on to say he's motivated to end his career on a high note. When is he going to retire? I don't know. It's deuce, and he can still bring it. And he wants this team to be successful. But the question is, how do we manage him and his body and his role? And he said that became a lot harder when we lost Jordan Morris for the year to that torn ACL. As Kay rolls it in for Urania, who couldn't get good control on it. And they've had some honest conversations recently. It was a big talking point that Dempsey came off the bench last week, returning from a 2-game suspension. Schmetzer said, if we take a look back at this,
Kay here, and he just threads the needle. Urania can't buy a goal because he is in all alone. Redirects that any other way, and it's problems for Seattle and for Fry.
Schmetzer finished by saying at the end of the day, it's up to him. And so, like I said, we're working on that. Leardom now getting across it. It'll find Dempsey. It'll take a touch, and he couldn't curl it in the corner.
Well, Schmetzer might be working on it, but in the meantime, he's got to like Clint Dempsey getting a ball like that. And all sorts of time and space, just couldn't curl it. And look, the Seattle Sounders have made their name being big and bold in the things that they do on and off the field. And they don't suffer fools, and they don't care what the excuses are. What have you done for me lately, Brian Schmetzer, and for this organization? If the entire Seattle Sounders organization hinged on the health of Jordan Morris, then they got bigger problems.
Leardom able to roll it in. Bruin is onside and caught there in front of Miller. He was able to knock it in behind for Seattle's 5th corner of the night. Who was the catalyst for Seattle when they lost Clint Dempsey to his irregular heartbeat in August of 2016. The newcomer of the year would barely join the team, pushing their charge to MLS Cup, now swinging this in. Harvey there heading it away in front of Bruin. Alonso able to reset. Ladera offside, flags up. 6 days away. The sum of the World Cup is coming to Fox and FS1. Every match live, over 300 hours of coverage, much of it featuring the man next to me from our set in Red Square. The world's biggest sporting event begins June 14th on Fox and FS1. As we set a lot of players on this field, hoping to be a part. It's Kevin Leerdam charging forward. Laurent Simon able to meet him. Alex Roldan on the overlap instead. The cross, Bruin found some space. Dempsey off the chest. They bounced off of him. Able to keep it in. Ladero, Dempsey, Beitashour's challenge. Harvey's clearance. Robert's outlet is too far for Orania.
Seattle knocking on the door here. Wonderful drop down there. Clint Dempsey gets it back, and that is crucial. Beitashour with that tackle, just sticking a foot in.
On the same page with Marco Orania, although Nuhu was expecting some sort of help there. Just shepherded out. Carlos Vela and Mexico getting set. South Korea, Kim Ki-hee on the field for Seattle, former Korean international. Gustav Svensson expecting to be there for Sweden. And the defending champions, Germany. We asked Svensson about the trash talking that might be going on because one of his assistant coaches, former sounder Gonzalo Pineda, played in the '06 World Cup for Mexico. Asked him as well, is Sweden better without Zlatan Ibrahimovic? And he said, we're not better, we're just different. They feel confident in the team that got through a group ahead of the Netherlands, beat Italy in a playoff. You seem like you want to chime in on that.
That's code for better.
Pineda there, who finished his career in Seattle. Chinos to Guadalajara player. I mentioned Omar Gabber making his first start, coming off of some injuries, and the idea that Bob Bradley told us he was going to tell Gabber is go after it as long as you can. We'll bring Latif Blessing in for you. And now Blessing is getting final instructions and preparing to come on. What have you thought about Bradley's former Egyptian international Gabber tonight?
Underwhelming. Not good enough, but it's still early days, and he's got to adjust to a new team, a new league. But this was not one that will be memorable.
Seattle, with a man down, it's Nuhu, 20-year-old from Cameroon who took over for the now departed Jovan Jones at left back for Seattle. So as Seattle deal with that, it will be Omar Gabber off, goes 59 minutes in his first start. Latif Blessing, 21-year-old from Ghana. Just 3 goals scored in Kansas City last year. After the year prior, Player of the Year and the Golden Boot winner, 14 goals in 21 games in his native Ghana. Second pick in the expansion draft was starting the beginning of the season, but his 3rd consecutive substitute appearance. First change of the game for either side. It's Fry, plays that all the way out. It's too far for Vela. Interesting note here on Marco Orania, who you talked about, Alexi, struggling to score, yet to score this season. His expected goals from the chances he's gotten, he should have 4.5. It's the biggest differential of any player in the league. Might get a chance here as Vela is working on Kim Ki-hee. As Harvey coming forward on the overlap. Harvey's cross in, a flying Gustav Svensson to deny it. Harvey back in, Christian Roldan there in front of Rossi. They were defending the whole sequence, Seattle, without Nuhu. He just sprinted back onto the field after receiving treatment. And Kay has his pocket picked by Bruin. We've seen a couple acrobatic defensive plays on either end of the field tonight.
Crucial clearance from Svensson. That cross was flying and had eyes at that far post.
Latif Blessing, heavy first touch, been able to get it out off Dempsey. Read it. They were able to pick up the loose touch, although Milan is able to get back to that ball. Nuhu again trying a little step over there. Svensson cleaning it up, at least in the first attempt. Blessing on the ball. Running a Nuhu. Back for Kay. Kay's cross in, sent away by Alonso. Another substitution coming in the wings for LAFC right now. Edward Atuesta, 20-year-old from Colombia. Regular sub appearances since joining the team in mid-March. Just hanging out of the space that Leerdam vacated, making the foray all the way up, and then he didn't win the header. Now Vela. Rossi wants it back. Instead, Freilhaber for Kay. Rossi. Rossi takes the touch inside, and Alex Roldan stepping around Nuhu. Good recovery by Christian Roldan to knock it away. Kay making way for Atuesta at the next opportunity, and both he and Bruin are down. The Sounders bench leaping up, wanting a card. There will be a yellow coming to Mark-Anthony Kay. Not quite his last action. Atuesta is just now making his way over to the fourth official's position. They will hold it and make the sub now. Atuesta captained the under-20 national team of Colombia last year in World Cup qualifiers. 2 years at Independiente Medellin. His fifth appearance for LAFC as their second sub of the game. Alex Roldan able to get there in front of Rossi. Get the cross away. Zimmerman under pressure. Foul. Player that Bob Bradley said yesterday brings Seattle stability and confidence. Osvaldo Alonso.
Well, the way he started the game, they're lucky to have him still on the field.
Yellow card in the 15th minute. 5 minutes later, a hard foul in the middle. LAFC players barking at referee Kevin Stott.
He also raked Della's face, head.
Before the yellow card?
Yep.
Alonso. Ladero, Dempsey in front of him, Bruin to his left. Cut off by Freilhaber. Gets it back to a little bit of space from Alex Roldan. Alex Roldan able to turn on it. Alongside of Dempsey. West to the substitute. Blessing in for Vela. Urania running in front of him. Vela all the way across instead for Rossi and behind him. Katie, we've seen LAFC make 2 subs. What's the word coming from their bench?
I spoke with LAFC assistant Ante Razaf. He told me they went to Blessing because he can be a game changer. You saw that in their last one against Montreal almost immediately, but they went to Atuesta because of his quality in passing. They feel like right now he can help them unlock the door. But the other thing he mentioned, what they're seeing on the bench, John, is that Seattle's really trying to slow down the game, almost choke the game. So what they want to do is up the tempo and keep probing.
Twister across for Blessing. Vela. There's Rossi. Rossi running in Alex Roldan. New hoop. Blasting in the stands. MLS on FS1 is sponsored by AT&T. Jordy Delem getting set to come on for Seattle. That ball did go in behind for a corner for LAFC, 3rd of the night. Vela sending it in, Fry in traffic, got something on it. Beitashour back in, Blessing. Couldn't find a teammate. And Fry shanked that. He was trying to play Ladero on the left side. Vela, Atuesta, Rossi. Beitashour making a run and trying to give him some space. Nowhere to go for LAFC right now, though. Jim Key will be the player coming off. Almost 70 minutes. He was not meant to be starting. Svensson forced to play that. Knew who able to get it out. And looks like they will make the sub. Jordy Delem, a player who a couple of years ago, like most young players from Martinique, went to try to begin his career in France, the lower divisions, amateur soccer, and he was ready to quit. It was his mom who talked him out of it, and he ended up at the MLS Caribbean Combine a couple of years ago. Sounders saw him, signed him to S2, brought him up to the first squad last year where he had been a spot starter. Started for Martinique at the Gold Cup, that tough game. They gave the U.S. a game in Tampa, and has played all over the field in different positions. He will come in at center back here, and he got that goal right at the end of the win over Minnesota, his first goal since his days in the lower levels of France. Urania resetting for Beitashour off the throw. Beitashour crossing it in, Fry had it the whole way. Outlet too far for Leerdam. Christian Roldan sliding over to help as a right back as Latif Blessing runs in that space. Urania able to hold it up and turn on Svensson. Urania going to play it in for Rossi. Svensson got in the way. Bruin able to send Ladero on his way. All by himself right now. Dempsey wanted that ball. Has it now. So we're able to just trudge numbers forward now into the LAFC half. 20 minutes to go. Only once has a stadium opening game in the prior 14 been scoreless. That was when Kansas City opened what we now call Children's Mercy Park in 2011, a scoreless draw with Chicago, except for the fan dressed as a cow who came on the field and put it in the net.
Well, that might lighten things up.
Delem, who just came on the field. away by Bruin. Ladero, Dempsey. MLS on FS1 is sponsored by Target. Expect more, pay less. Able to find Bruin. Zimmerman was all over him. Simon knocked off it by Ladero, just able to knock it out for a throw. Bruin pleading his case with referee Kevin Stock. With Houston's opening up a BBVA Compass Stadium in 2012. Dom weaving his way through, able to get back to it. Opening it up for Bruin. He's got a couple options in the box. Ladero was leaning in for it. Zimmerman got the touch, and Simon clears it in front of Dempsey. Rossi from Vela. Alonso has seen a lot of that at the age of 32.
Well, he needed to be big there, and he was. As we see Rossi get into this space that he loves. He just wants to push it around people and go. Seattle's done a good job of limiting him, though.
Sliding along the grass there for Harvey. Drops for Vela. Simon to the outside of his foot for Beitashour. Fouled by Nuhu. Free kick coming in a good position here for LAFC.
Beitashour with a wonderful first touch to be able to get that ball out of his feet then and then take that hit and set up this free kick.
This is a place that desperately wants to go berserk. And they're rising to their feet as Carlos Vela stands over it. Center backs are forward. And a whistle before that was played in. Alex Roldan had encroached on the spray paint for 10 yards. He'll stop me within his rights to show him a yellow card for that. Instead, he's just trying to make sure the spray clips back onto his belt. Comes Vela now.
Easy pickings.
No game for us next Sunday. MLS coming next week on ESPN. New York Red Bulls and New York City. LAFC on Univision against FC Dallas. We will have the following Wednesday, May the 9th, Sebastian Giovinco and Toronto FC against the Seattle Sounders. Rematch of the last two MLS Cups. All starts at 7:30 Eastern on FS1. Stream it live on Fox Sports Go. Toronto trying to switch gears now from their heroic run on the CONCACAF Champions League. Sitting at the bottom of the standings in large part because they've been resting players and had some weeks off. Blowing a 2-goal lead to Chicago yesterday. So inside of a quarter hour to go here at Bank of California Stadium. Really able to hold that up and return it for Alex Roldan. It was closed down by Zimmerman, and it was last off of Roldan for a goal kick. Wolf Eichram, who will be the next substitute for Seattle. It'll be Osvaldo Alonso to make way for him. Still be a minute. He's tactical area for Seattle right now. Able to find Beitashour. Beitashour's return flick, and then Rossi's fouled by Christian Roldan. Took her back into play. Vela, Atuesta, couldn't find the angle for Beitashour. Beitashour's tripped up by Ladero. Vela wants just to put it right back into play, but the ball was still rolling, and Kevin Stott's going to pull it back. They've scored goals late. They've conceded a few as well. Yeah, Spenny Feilhaber was on the ball now yesterday. Can you live up to all this? Can you put on a show and get a win? He goes, well, we're going to put on a show, win or lose. We tend to do that even in good and bad times. Got 13 minutes and change to do something about it, as Magnus Wolf-Eichram is now ready to come on for Seattle the next chance. Harvey in some space from Vela. Harvey's cross, Orania attacking it. It came off Svensson's shoulder. Fry a punch. It's up onto the roof of the net. Zimmerman was in there. Just won't go in.
Well, they thought this was the moment. This is just going to fall to Zimmerman off the mitt. Fry here doesn't get that punch to it, and he is lucky.
Magnus Wolf-Eichram, 27-year-old from Norway, one-time youth player for Manchester United. Came into the lineup in Dallas, scored a great goal against Santa Tecla in the Champions League. But has been coming off the bench lately, replacing Osvaldo Alonso, as we said, very easily could have been sent off in this game.
Yeah, that's a yellow card. I don't care when it happens. It wasn't given one. That was a yellow, so theoretically he could have been gone there. And then that one, certainly debatable, but could have gone there. Instead he goes 79 minutes.
Still returning to full fitness after 7 months worth of quad injury trouble. So one sub remaining for each team. Fouled. It's the first of 4 straight here at home for LAFC. Look at this backlog of away matches they've played. Dallas next Saturday, Minnesota the Wednesday after, and then in 2 weeks on the 13th of May, we'll be here 4 on FS1 against New York City. Before coming to Portland on the 19th of May, a Saturday, that you can watch live on Fox, doubleheader with the FA Cup final. This one with a bang. Zimmerman looking for Orania. Svensson all over him. Orania able to keep it. Rossi couldn't get away cleanly. Ladero able to knock it away from Feilhaber. Now Dempsey trying his luck. Not quite Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He told us yesterday, even though he got caught out for being high off his line by Zlatan, he said, I'm not going to change how I play just because of one moment. Beitashour, Rossi, Christian Roldan trying to recover. Contact up high. Free kick LAFC. And a yellow card coming along with it.
And we mentioned Rossi just likes to bait him in, push it by, and use that speed. And that's exactly what he did to Roldan. Wide, plenty of space. He sees it coming.
Cuesta has some sort of a bright idea here that he's run in for. Feilhaber and Vela discussing. Cuesta flicked on and wide from Marco Urania.
Well, we saw so many of the in-swingers with Vela now. Cuesta with the outswinger here, and it doesn't miss by much for Urania. Right past that far post. And everyone on their feet.
Still yet to score. Told us yesterday, Marco Urania, I know if I get one, I'm going to get a lot in this team. He's had some chances today. Blessing knocks it away from Leerdam. Sure. Vela cut off by Nuhu, no foul there. Roldan just got it away from Feilhaber. Wolf Eichern, Bruin, Dempsey. Wolf Eichern will leave it for Alex Roldan. For his older brother. Roldan and Nuhu. The younger Roldan able to prevent the quick counter, tackling it out. Off of Diego Rossi for a Seattle throw, although Roldan is now down, stretching out his right leg. An empty seat to be had. 22,000 clean.
They've done their part. Look at it.
Smell it too. They set a smoke bomb off a minute ago. It's just wafted up here.
It's just beautiful though for an old guy like me. Seeing what's happened with this league on and off the field never gets old. A new stadium opening. Certainly one like this.
Lamar Nagel has made his way over to get ready to come on. Blessing down in a heap. Clean tackle by Wolf Eichern. Bruin couldn't hold it up. Feilhaber got the touch for Urania. Now Carlos Vela. Roldan, Nico Leder able to win it back. Alex Roldan now signaling the Sounders bench, I'm fine. We'll see if they still make the change, and Lamar Nagel is getting his final instructions. Dempsey was onside. Bruin was off, but Dempsey got the ball. Bruin back from Wolf Eichern, loose touch though, and Simon knocks it away. It will be Alex Roldan. Never mind what he thinks of it coming off. Is this about what LAFC hasn't done, or is it about what Seattle has done that you're scoreless with 5 minutes left?
I think that Seattle has done a really good job of making it ugly at times, but not always. Creating some opportunities, but ultimately shutting down the people that need to be shut down. I think Carlos Vela, to be quite honest with you, has actually had a good game. Getting on the ball, he's the man that you want on the ball. He's constantly providing options with those touches and the spaces that he occupies. We mentioned Gauber not having a great game.
There's Harvey now from Vela. Jordan Harvey got the cross in out past everyone. So Lamar Nagel Seattle area native in his 7th year in 4 different spells. He was cut as a rookie. He was traded twice. One of his spells away, he actually scored one of the first goals at the remade Saputo Stadium, the 4th in their 4-1 win over Seattle, opening up that building in 2012. Alex rolled on in his 3rd consecutive start. It was 86.5 minutes. Seattle is done making changes tonight. LAFC do still have 1 sub they can make. Beitashour, Rossi, out off Nagel. Tuesta, bringing a cut inside. Rossi chased back out. Dempsey and Nagel for company. LAFC corner, number 4 of the night. 22,000, if they're not already on their feet, will slowly rise.
They've got to make this one count. We've seen too many times where it's just been easy for that man right there. Try to pick off the crosses or the free kicks.
Tuesta's delivery that Rainey just headed wide on the last free kick. Out swinging from him. Simon was in there, a lot of contacts. Svensson was on top of him. Simon, except there wasn't a call. Failhaber will be centered. Zimmerman trying to get there. Bruin had his hands on him. Zimmerman arguing the point. Bruin saying it was a dive.
Well, this comes off arguing about the Simon hold earlier. Yeah, that's nothing. There's nothing there.
Tulo Rossi is going to be withdrawn. João Moutinho had been starting at left back early, was sent off in Atlanta, had a bit of an injury. And the rookie native of Portugal is on. Setting up on the left side in front of Jordan Harvey.
Stadium, same old horrible chant.
Dempsey fouled by Tuesta. This in. Svensson doing all he could to put Miller off. That ball still in play. Kevin Stott never blew his whistle. It was cleared off the line by Zimmerman. Leerdam off Harvey. Seattle corner.
Well, Tyler Miller's pleading his case to Kevin Stott here, but he's got to catch it. And we've seen it multiple times from him today.
Second clearance off the line for LAFC tonight. The ensuing corner is over from Dempsey. Beitashour in the 8th minute, keeping on Alex Roldan's bouncing effort. Walker Zimmerman alert to that dangerous chance there. And 3 minutes of stoppage time are on the way. Now 3 soccer balls on the field.
It's a work in progress. Everyone's learning.
Who there rising above Blessing for the header. Ladero 1v4. Couldn't find Nagel. And a flying karate kick, couldn't intercept the pass. Laurent Simon in for João Moutinho. Leerdam right on top of it, picked up by Failhaber, threading it through. Latif Blessing. Blessing now the cross to the far side. Fry was scrambling, no one there in black. Wolf Eichem gets it away, only as far as Simon. Bruin steps in to knock it clean. Ladero the outlet for Wolf Eichem. Dempsey's the only man in front of him. The ball stayed in play, and Nagel couldn't control it. Minutes left for someone stamp on history here. First goal in Bank of California Stadium. Latif Blessing on the switch. Blessing running in at Nuhu. Goes down on a heap. He fell on the ball with his hands, it looked like. Vela is there. Able to ride one challenge. Atuesta cuts it back on Dempsey, who's able to block the shot. Zimmerman throws his body in front of Bruin to win it back. Vela. That's a foul on Christian Roldan. Is this Laurent Simon territory? It was about this far away, the other side of the goal, that Simon hit a missile into the top corner in Montreal last week, and he has sauntered over to the ball. It was his first goal since scoring for Montreal against Seattle 3 years ago. 60 seconds left. Fry wants one more on that wall, which means that Zimmerman is now unmarked on the far side. Vela and Simon standing over it. Laurent Simon, it's in! Fry couldn't keep it out. It is history. Laurent Simon, the first goal in Bank of California Stadium history.
Well, let's take a look at the foul here first. Was it? You know what? That is soft, but it doesn't matter to LAFC. They will take it. And Laurent Simon says, you know what? I don't care if the other team knows. I don't care if the stadium knows. I don't care if Los Angeles knows. I'm going to step up, and I'm going to smack this as hard as I can.
Past one of the most sure-handed goalkeepers in MLS the last 5 years. Zimmerman rising up for the header. Christian Roldan holds it in for Kelvin Leerdam. Wolf Eichram. Ladero. Ladero's fizzed ball in. Petershur there with the header. Nagel tried to track it down. Whatever is left on Kevin Stott's watch. Nagel back from Nuhu. Looking for space to cross. Vela knocks it out. Kevin Stott looks at his watch. They're going to try to get a long throw from Leerdam here. This will be the final action. Can Seattle pull the rug out, or will LAFC get as dramatic a victory as you could hope in their stadium opener? Svensson trying to flick. Roldan couldn't get there. Blessing clears. That's it. LAFC wins. Well, you heard Benny Feilhaber. They knew they were going to get one. Did Bob Bradley keep the faith as well? He's live with Katie.
I think he did keep the faith down here, John. Bob, better late than never. What was your reaction?
It's amazing, you know, all night long. Not quite enough quality when we needed it, and then Laurent steps up and nails one.
What do you take from this one, and what does it mean to get this first win here?
It's special. What a stadium. Our fans, it's so loud the whole game, and you know, 0-0 wasn't the way to begin, so that's pretty cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, it was not a move that Laurent Simon wanted to make. He was happy in Montreal. His autistic daughter was getting great medical care up there in their native French. But he quickly came around to loving life in LA, and no points for correctly guessing what is tonight our Heineken moment of the match. Alexi Long, take it away.
Has to be. The man, the myth, and now the legend. Stepped up, smacked it, put it in the back of the net. And all those owners of LAFC and all those LAFC faithful that are here, they can thank that man.
He hadn't scored a free kick goal in his first 90 MLS games, and he's got 2-2, and we have plenty more to come from Bank of California Stadium as it finishes LAFC 1, Seattle Sounders 0.
But hey, I promise you, every time